Have you set your creative goals for the new year? Do you have a plan? We're going to talk about goal setting and how even the best laid plans can get thrown off course, but how there's always an opportunity to course correct. Greetings everyone, welcome to the underground lair where we bring our creations to life. I'm Scott with Serkworks Art Labs. I'm a professional illustrator, designer, and mad creator because you know what? You have to be a little crazy to do this thing called art. You know what else is crazy? This year, at least for me. I know we're only a couple weeks into January, and if you follow this channel closely, you'll know that I promised this video like a week ago. Well, that didn't happen. So despite taking precautions, evidently not enough, I ended up getting COVID, and that put me out of commission for a good long week. And I'm still kind of struggling to get my normal energy levels back. But despite all of these setbacks, this experience has given me the opportunity to realize that yes, we can set all the goals we want and have the best intention on completing those goals in excellence, but life can throw curveballs at you, and you need to be nimble and allow yourself to shift and reevaluate those goals along the way. The problem is a lot of the time something will happen that prevents us from achieving something that we set out to do, and we look at it as a failure. And we think to ourselves, well, I didn't reach the goal, so I'm behind. What's the use in continuing? But just as you set those original goals, you can always renegotiate with yourself and revise your goals. So despite being a little behind, I'm going to lay out some of my goals for 2022. And while I do that, I'm going to be showing off some video of some Star Wars fan art that I did of this Ahsoka drawing. So I'm going to put that up on screen, and let's kind of get into some of my goals for 2022. And hopefully it'll help spark some ideas or give you some inspiration as far as coming up with your own goals. All right, so before I get into my 2022 goals, I want to reiterate why I do these goal videos every year and why I encourage you to do the same or something similar. By putting your goals out in a public forum, whether that's on YouTube or somewhere else on social media, it helps hold you accountable. It also makes it a lot easier to return to whatever platform you uploaded your goals to and check on your progress and do a review at the end of the year to see how you did. At least this is something that I do every year, and it has worked for me, so why not try it out? Now, these are mostly my creative goals. I also have personal goals, relationship goals, health goals. But however you want to present your goals or categorize them, that's up to you. The other thing you want to consider when setting goals is to make your goals SMART goals. Now, SMART is an acronym for specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and in a specific time frame. All right, so I'm going to start off with one of my first goals, and these aren't in any particular order, but I want to improve the quality of the content that I'm putting out here on YouTube. I've already invested in a new camera and microphone, and I'm doing some experimenting with it, so I'm still trying to get the settings and everything right. But this is going to give me the ability to get clearer pictures, especially like overhead shots. With the video that you're seeing now, I was still kind of figuring out there's some zoom problems and things like that. I'll have all that stuff hammered out, but eventually, yeah, this is going to be a lot better setup, and I think it's going to be a lot clearer. It's going to be a lot more, visually appealing, and you're going to be able to see when I am doing, artwork on screen. It's going to be a lot more crisp and clear and things like that. And I'll just be able to do a lot more with editing, zooming in, and doing some interesting cuts and things like that. So still figuring all that stuff out, but that is one of my main goals. In addition to that, I'm also planning on expanding the studio here in the underground lair. I want to add more space so that I can do different types of projects, as well as I want to really get back into doing more live streaming. I mean, I do the Artcaster show with my friends Josh and Corey, but I want to do more like, I was doing a Making Comics 101 live series. I want to get back to doing more like that, more comic making live content, so I can just be more interactive with my audience here on YouTube. So just having a bigger space with, like a project table, and that will allow me to be a little more organized. I can have a few projects set up at once, so I can record maybe a couple different videos at a time, batch record things, so I'll have more content. It'll take me less time to create more content, and I'll be able to put out content more on a more consistent basis. Speaking of content, I want to deliver more content on other social media and also my newsletter. Now, I have struggled with this in the past. If you follow me on any other social media, whether it's Facebook or Instagram, you'll know I'm not the best at keeping that updated. So I hope to get better at this. But like I said, I've struggled with this. But I think the best way for me to handle this is to take the content that I'm doing on YouTube and just sort of tweaking it or repurposing it for these other platforms. So, whereas you can watch my YouTube content and then maybe get more information on whatever I'm talking about on my newsletter, or carry that conversation on over in Facebook or Instagram. If nothing else, I just want to really grow that newsletter and provide some really valuable content that will inspire you to be more creative, and that I can just deliver directly to your inbox with inspiration and things like that, and tips and whatever. I'm still trying to figure all this out, but I really think, I subscribe to some really cool newsletters that I look forward to getting, every week or every month or whatever. And I want to create something like that, and just something really cool that I can deliver to you guys on a regular basis. Next, I plan to finish my comic book, Young and the Dead. If you follow me, you know that's one of the main things that I've been working on. It's sort of my passion project. And I'm shooting for around, the comic book is pretty much already done, but there's still some final finishing touches I have to put on it. But I'm shooting to hopefully run a Kickstarter around April, and once that's complete and that's delivered to everyone, then I've already got the script ready for the following issue, which will be the final issue. So after that, I want to get back into a schedule of working on Young and the Dead every single day. Another goal I have, and this is something new to me, but is to launch a successful NFT project. I've been working with a partner to develop a project, and we've got some really cool ideas for future projects, assuming this first one goes well. And we're really looking into doing something really cool. So that's something that I'm hoping to drop soon, but this is really a new area for me, and I'm a little green, but like I said, I am working with a partner who knows a lot more about NFTs and things like that. Hopefully, this will be really cool, because I think there's a lot of potential for artists to grow their businesses in the NFT space. In addition, I plan to create a comic course for kids. This is another thing that I've been wanting to do for a long time, and I've been in the process of creating this course with a team at a website called DIY.org. It's a platform, it's geared towards kids, it's safe for kids and everything. And so I've been working with them, and we're planning on releasing this course hopefully next month. So I'm really excited about that. That's something I've been wanting to do for a long time. Another area that I really want to dive into is community. I want to launch a community for comic creators. I'm still working out the specifics, but I want it to be a place where creators can get together to learn, share ideas, collaborate, make connections, and just, nerd out with other like-minded individuals about all the intricacies of creating comics. There's still a lot I'm trying to figure out. I'm not really sure what platform I'm planning to use for this, or if I wanted to have it connected to my Patreon or something. But regardless, I want to reevaluate my Patreon and deliver content to my patrons that they're most interested in. I find a lot of people, some people join my Patreon because I offer, my Patreon rather, because I offer coaching and things. And I find, some of those people are just there for the coaching. Then I have others that are there for just to support, and they're not really asking for anything. But I still, there's things that I want to put out there, and I want to add more value for my patrons and create content and things that they'll actually check out. Because sometimes I'll do exclusive videos and they don't get a whole lot of views. So maybe that's not what they're looking for. But, so I'm going to take some surveys and things and kind of find out what my patrons are looking for. And then I just want to do a big push, like a big drive to try to get more people onto my Patreon and just deliver something really cool and hopefully create community there as well. One of the things that I started doing in 2020, 2021 was publishing books on Amazon they've got a KDP platform, which is Kindle Direct Publishing. And these are things like the workbooks. I've shown them off on this channel before. I've got, blank comic book pages, and I've got things, sound effects, and I've got lettering guides, and I've got all kinds of just physical like workbooks that you can use to help create comics. Whether, I've got thumbnail guides and templates for creating superheroes and all kinds of really cool stuff. But I've been publishing those on Amazon, as well as other things. Sometimes I've shared some things here, but some of them I haven't really shared much. But like I'm doing coloring books and just a whole line of different activity books and things that I've been publishing on Amazon. And I plan to publish more of these books, but I also want to spend a little more effort on advertising and marketing the books that I've already published. And another thing I'm doing through Amazon's KDP platform is I'm developing a business where I create custom books for businesses that they can in turn offer to their clients, and they're totally custom to their business and everything. And then I can actually give those out as gifts or sell those to their customers, and in return I would get a small percentage of each one of those books. So that's a new area that I'm sort of going into, and I want to make more connections in those areas. So things like, for instance, say if you're a realtor and you sell a house and you want to give like a housewarming gift, and this would be just a book on how to maintain your house or something like this, and it would be all branded with whatever realtor you are would have their information. So one of the things that I've been trying to do is get away from doing client work, but this is a way that I can do work for clients, but it will also have sort of that passive income angle to where I create the book for them for a fee, and then each one of these they sell, I'll get an additional, I will in turn get royalties from those books as well. So it's kind of a cool different spin on some of the stuff that you can do through publishing on Amazon. So I want to continue doing that, and hopefully that can generate some more income there. Last year I also had a goal to level up through Amazon's Merch by Amazon platform. Now that is another service that Amazon offers where you can design t-shirts and hoodies and all that kind of stuff, and you can sell them directly through Amazon. And so there was a certain level that I wanted to hit. It's kind of a tiered system where you get in, you can only upload 10 products, and then once you sell 10 products, then you can move up to the next level. So I got to the tier that I was aiming for, but the thing is, once I got there, I kind of became disenfranchised with the whole program because it just wasn't as fulfilling creatively as I thought. I thought that I could design, I had all these ideas for, products, real clever, whether it's sayings or whatever that I could put on t-shirts. But I found that if people don't know to search for something, you can have the funniest saying in the world, but if people don't know how to search for that, if they've never heard of it, like if you can get it in front of them, they would see it and they'd be like, oh, that's so funny, I want to get that t-shirt. But a lot of it is just what people are searching for. And because of that platform is more a lot of people just taking other people's ideas and changing them around, or sometimes even just stealing them outright and maybe doing a different font or something. And so that wasn't that creative for me, so I kind of backed off of that. But I still think there are areas using Merch by Amazon that I can do something clever with, or something that's a little more fulfilling to me. So I've got an idea for a t-shirt line, and if I can put some promotion behind it, I think it could be successful. So I want to dive into that, and that's one of the things that I want to kind of get back into, doing some more of those designs on Merch by Amazon. And with all of these ideas, it's going to require marketing. So I want to spend a little more time marketing products that I already have that are selling, and less time maybe producing new and unproven products. Sort of that 80-20 rule, because I found that I just got in the groove of just creating all these new products. And some of them do okay, some don't do anything at all. But I think if I spend, 80% of my time marketing and then just spend 20% creating new things, I think it's going to be a little more effective. So another area are digital products, like, my Comic Maker Toolkit, things like that, tools that I create, and then I can sell them on my website and everything. So digital products are something that have done fairly well for me, but I think there is a lot of room for growth in there. So I built some really complex tools for creating comics, like the Comic Maker's Toolkit, like the Hero Design Studio, stuff like that. But I want to try my hand at creating some fun tools that maybe are a little more compact and that I can sell at a smaller price point. That I think, because some of them, they sell for whatever, 30, some of them even $40, and they're definitely worth it. There's a lot to them, but I want to create something for different levels, more entry levels, to try some of this stuff out. And I've just got a bunch of ideas for, some cool brush packs and templates and things like that. So I plan on creating more digital tools for comic book artists in the next year. One of the goals that I set out to accomplish last year that I didn't complete is a new sticker pack, and I've been talking about this for a while, but it's really something that I want to do. It just kind of gets pushed back and back, but it's in the spirit. These are stickers that are in the spirit of the old wacky packages or Garbage Pail Kids, with sort of that wax pack packaging and everything like that. And I've done one video on that, and it gets a decent amount of views, and my sticker video in general does a lot of views. So I want to bring that back and create some more, because I've got a lot of new ideas on how to do some of this stuff. So create some digital or some YouTube content around this, and then release these stickers, these wax packs, and maybe even run like what's called a quick starter. It's something you can do on Kickstarter, but it's only like a week long or something, just for smaller little projects. So I think that might be something to do, where it's like a 2-week campaign or something like that. So I'm definitely thinking about that. Finally, I want to connect more with local artists in the community. And last year I created a drink and draw event, and I'd like to do more of those. I'd like to continue to do these. I'm just not sure, where we'll be with all these new cases of COVID popping up, because it's getting crazy out there again. And I can tell you from experience that it's something you want to avoid if at all possible. So, who knows where we're going to be, but if things turn around, I definitely want to get back to doing some more of these in-person events and things like that. So like I said, those are some of my creative goals. And as I said, with everything that's gone on with me and my health in the past week, I am a little behind. And I'm still working on creating more of a timeline, keeping in mind that yes, unexpected things can happen, and I may need to revise that timeline, but at least I want to create something tentative, so that that you guys aren't waiting any longer for me to get this video out to you. All right, so those are some of my creative goals that I hope to accomplish in 2022, the state of the world permitting. But what about you guys? Do you have goals or plans, things that you want to get done in this next year that you're laying out and everything? I wish you the best of luck with those, but let me know what they are. Hit me up in the comments section. Let me know. We'll talk about it, and I will see you guys later. That is all. Hey, thanks for watching. If you like what you saw and you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. Also, you can follow me at Serkworks on social media, and now you can support the work that I do on Patreon. Do you like making comics? Then go to Serkworks.com and pick up the Comic Maker Starter Kit. It's packed full of fonts, brushes, templates, and more. And best of all, it's totally free.